So, let's gather up. I need a type of story, please, from our audience. A type of story or film genre.
Shakespeare.
No. Shakespeare. This is a beginning class. Another type of film genre.
Pie.
Western.
Western. There we go. Fine. Here we go. Western.
Billy Bob and Bobby Ray were running from the county sheriff.
Out of the saloon that they just robbed. They killed 5 people. They got in their...
They didn't know where they were going, so they ran down the street where they
found a few horses and they stole them. And they got on the horses and galloped and ran out of town where the sheriff was
chasing them. And they said,
Pie. These are pies.
Here we go. So the sheriff was chasing them. What happened next?
Sheriff chased them out of town into the hills where there was a line of Indians.
The Indians were lined up, so they ducked into an old abandoned mine. They got in the mine. It was very dark. They found a lantern on the wall.
And they decided to light it. Then they
ran out the other side.
To the...
Thank you. What happened next in the cave? Go.
A group of Indians chased them into the cave and drove
them to the opposite end of the cave. So they turned around and they drew
their guns and started firing at them, where arrows were coming back at them.
It was a fight, but they didn't want to give up. So they took their guns and
threw them at the Indians. The Indians shot their arrows back and picked up the guns and tried to find bullets. And oh crow.
What happened after that?
So they took the guns and they found a box of ammo and they loaded the guns.
And they began to fire back at the Indians. One shot after another. They
missed every single time. The sheriff arrived on the scene and came into the cave and said, "Oh, what's going on here?" Everybody stopped, but one Indian turned his gun and started shooting at the sheriff.
After they shot
the sheriff, he fell on the ground and started crying.
And after he started crying, they ran out of the cave and they managed to escape from the cave.
They got on their horses and started running back to town where they
managed to hide in their own tavern that
they robbed at the beginning of the day. And then the bartender's like, "Whoa, you can't come back in here. You just robbed the place. Get out of here." So the robbers went outside into the town square.
What happened next?
They started shooting at everybody in town.
And they managed to shoot half the town plus
a couple of other people who were visiting town. The posse arrived
and managed to shoot Billy
Bob in the
leg. And his partner said, "Oh my God, what am I going to do now?" So he turned around, shot the posse leader, and then
he fell onto Billy and said, "Let me help you." He dragged him into the
saloon again
and picked him up
and then dragged him behind
the bar
where they managed to get him some medical help.
And the hooker that was
going to originally help him that night said, "Okay,